So over the last couple weeks, there's been talks of a potential David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad, and I haven't really touched on it, and I know a lot of other YouTubers in the comic book community, and especially the DC community, have touched on it, but I haven't, and my only really reason why is because I felt like everything had been said, and I still feel that way, but, excuse me, I still feel that way, but I definitely still want to give my, thoughts on it, because there is two sides on this coin, obviously. There's the people who really want it and think it'll be great, and there's the people that either don't want it or just don't care. And I think that, personally, I'm in the really I don't care. I know even some of my favorite YouTubers, who are comic book YouTubers, like Suicide Squad, for what it is, and I'm not huge on the film. It's not really that good in my opinion. I'll watch it if it's on, but I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm gonna really analyze this film, the acting, the writing, the cinematography, all of that stuff, just because every time I watch it I get disappointed. And I already did all that stuff, so I'm not going to do it again. There's films like Taxi Driver and Joker and The Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2 and, Awakenings, things like that I just watch out of pure enjoyment and also to study them as films. And that's not what this movie is. But if the Ayer Cut gets released, I really don't care, personally. It's not something that's on my list like the Snyder Cut was really big, and I really wanted that as a thing because, I really wanted to see where Zack's headspace was when he was directing and writing Justice League. I think he wrote Justice League, but I know he was directing, and that was kind of like his baby, obviously, BVS, Man of Steel, and Justice League. And it got taken away from the hack we know as Joss Whedon. So yeah, I was really adamant about wanting the Snyder Cut to come out. But if it wasn't a real thing, then obviously I quit talking about it after a long time. But as soon as we got the news, I started talking about it again, and I was really excited. And I think it's a good way to bring Zack Snyder's universe to kind of come to a close in the DCEU. Now, with the Ayer Cut, I don't really know what they're expecting is the thing. You see, because, and I'll make a review video on Birds of Prey, even though I'm really late, but I kind of want to give my aftermath thoughts on the movie, and I think that Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey are good examples of how different the DCEU has changed in the past 3 years. So, you have Harley Quinn in Ayer's Suicide Squad, and then you have Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey, and it's two completely different Harley Quinns. So, what I'm thinking is they might pull, if the Ayer Cut is real, which I presume it is, they could pull a Zack Snyder Justice League cut and kind of just put it out on HBO Max and just kind of leave it for the fans, or they're gonna make it his version absolutely canon and scrap the normal Suicide Squad. I have an issue with the one I just said now, and it goes back to my original point, is it feels like two different Harley Quinns. They changed the character a lot for Birds of Prey, and I'll talk about it in another video if I think that's a good or bad thing, but I don't think it would be a wise decision to do that, because then it's kind of retconning for a third time your character, and it would just be really weird, and it would not feel cohesive to the DCEU. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of I know this wasn't really a planned video, so I didn't really know what I was going to talk about exactly, but I had a brief idea, so that's really my take on it. I really don't care if they release it, as long as it doesn't mess up anything in the DCEU as a whole where it's headed. I'm fine with it, I don't care, but I don't really care if it gets released or not. I could go without it, But if it comes out, I'll watch it and definitely, reconsider my opinions on the normal Suicide Squad. But the difference between Suicide Squad and Justice League is that David Ayer directed both, whereas Zack Snyder did not get to direct the final cut of Justice League. And Ayer, of course, he talks about how Jeff Johns pulled a lot of the stuff out, which is true. They were going for more of like a Marvel, like, formatted film, which was a really bad idea, because Marvel has their thing, DC needs to have their thing, but that's another topic for another time. But yeah, that's really my take. I don't really have much else to say on the topic, except for I really don't care if it comes out or not. But what do you guys think? Do you want it to come out, or do you not really care like me? So leave your thoughts in the comments below, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. I will talk to you guys later.